Right, so we've got a 45-degree hip extension. Straight away, I'm going to differentiate what a back extension and a hip extension is. This movement is predominantly for, yes, it will bring some lower back into it naturally, but it is a glute focused exercise. So obviously, straight away, the tip is in the name. You want to make sure that this is at 45 degrees. But one thing I'll say is, this is almost like replicating a hip extension from Romanian deadlift. If you did actually want to have this higher, say for example, as you go heavier on this, it's a little bit easier to have it higher. It wouldn't actually make that much of a difference as long as your movement pathway is exactly the same. So as we can see here straight away, we've got the pad, which is just a little bit below the hip. You almost, what I say to people is, you almost want the top of your glute, the top of your bum, kind of hanging over the top of it. So one, you're not too low and you're coming into your lower back, and you're not too high, so that is digging into your quads uncomfortably. From that point, we need to make sure that your back is in the right position. If Haram was to just throw his back backwards, that is a back extension. But again, we're focused on the hip extension. So what we need to basically do is eliminate that extending factor there by rounding his shoulders and almost, what I always say to people, tuck yourself in like a hamster. So you're tucked in and you're really, really rounded. Because what that means now is predominantly most of the weight is going to come directly into the glutes, but you're also just eliminating your back wanting to go into extension. So once he's got that point, the main focus is, if he goes, put it back down for a second. The main focus point here is to contract the glutes before doing anything with your back. So as he's at this point, what you're going to imagine, you're going to squeeze your glutes like a nutcracker. Again, it's a little tip I always say to people. You're going to squeeze your glutes and crunch in as hard as you can while driving the pressure into this pad. Without even moving your back, that should naturally draw the weight of your body upwards because your glutes are driving into the pad. What he's going to do there is going to relax his glutes down, stretch, 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 pull through, squeeze, 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 a little bit higher there, and down. But again, the main thing is differentiate. If you're not doing a back extension, you're using the hip extension, so you've got a lot more glute doing the work.